Good afternoon, this is Diana, DIYer. Got my Diet Coke here, and we're going to make this today. It is a little envelope purse for your makeup or other things, and we're going to get started right away. The things that we need are a hot glue gun. Let me make sure it's on. Yep, it's on. Diet Coke, good for any craft. 2 strips of fabric about 2.5 inches long. The charms, some jump rings, a large and a small, little about 1.5 inch cut pieces of fabric, a button, and needle and thread. And this is in case my jump rings don't work. It's very thin gauge wire. So we're going to get started. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put this aside here. And oh, I wanted to say that this little thing says hope. So I wanted to give you all a little bit of hope that this year is going to be better and things are going to turn out better. So what we're doing is we're going to take this piece of fabric and we're going to fold it in half like this. And then we're going to start at one end and we're going to turn it down like this, kind of like that. Fold it in half and turn it down. Then we're going to just kind of roll it a couple times to make the beginning of a bud. See that? And then you're going to roll and twist. Let me get my drink out of the way and get my glue gun really close. So you twist and roll and twist and roll. And then we're just going to do a little dab of glue. You twist and roll and glue. And you just do that. And you just it just begins making a little flower. You kind of just hold on to the middle of it. Can you see my flower starting to form here? Twist and roll. Twist and roll. I had forgotten how to do this because I made some, they're like corsages a while back, and I had forgotten how to do this. So I went on to Pinterest to help me remember, and I couldn't find the tutorial on how to do it. So I just kind of got out the fabric and kind of taught myself how to do it. I remembered there was twisting involved, so I just started playing with it, and it's fairly easy. Just glue it every 1/2 inch or so that your flower will stay together. This is a real tricky one not to hurt yourself with the burning glue. Real tricky. And you can make these as small or as large as you want. If you had, I made little pins out of these. You just sew a pin to the back of it and you have kind of a little corsage or brooch. Because I wear jackets a lot, and I like to wear a brooch with my jacket. I don't even know if that's in style or not, but Sometimes I don't care what's in style and I just wear what pleases me. Because I'm old enough to do that now. Because when you get to be our age, you kind of don't care what's in style a lot. You just make your own style. That's the beauty of getting to our age. So now I've got about an inch left. And I'm going to do one more little dab of glue. Twist it. And then I'm going to glue it to the back here. So you take your scissors and you cut the excess off like that. So one flower is ready. And we're making two of the same kind. And this fabric is satin. I brought some fabric from home and it was white. At 5:30 this morning it looked beige. But at 10:30 this morning, it was very white. So I went into the build-up fabric at work and I cut up a tablecloth. There was only one of its kind, and so it took one for the team. So anyway, this is satin, not my ideal fabric for making this kind of flower, but it's the right color. And color is important because these are all in the same kind of color group. And they go really good on this. A white one just didn't seem to fit. So again, with our second one here, we are folding it in half, like so, and then turning it down, and then we're turning it in. And I'm going to glue this right here. And we're just starting a little bud. Now this edge is frayed more, so it's going to make it a little bit harder to make. Well, it'll be messier, but it kind of looks good if you like messy. Personally, I don't. Just like every half inch, just glue it. Now I've made them before where I didn't, because I made them really tight and I didn't have to glue them. But then you're taking the chance that it's all going to unravel on you. Oh, this fabric, I got it at the thrift store. I don't know about you guys, but I buy a lot of fabric at the thrift store. It's a lot cheaper than buying it at the fabric store. I'm going to make some, I'm babysitting my grandkids tonight and through Friday, which is 4 days. And their ages 4 through 11. Their parents are going on a camping trip, and with the youth of our church, and we're going to do some sewing while they're gone. I'm teaching my granddaughters how to sew, and some of the fabric I got at a thrift store. We're making aprons. Okay, so this is big enough. So I'm going to cut this here. And then glue this in here. Just glue that down. I didn't cut enough of it off. And then see this tail here from the rose? From the bud. And then I'm going to kind of glue this together. That's where you got to make sure it doesn't get stuck on your fingers. So it's a little messy with the frayed edges, but it's kind of cute. So that's 2 of them with the rolled roses. And then the third one, this is lace from a shirt that I bought at a thrift store. And so I'm just cutting up the shirt. I bought this about a year ago. I got glue boogers on my fingers. So I cut them about an inch square. And I think I've got 5 of them. So you place it down. And then you take this one and go scattywampus, kind of like you're doing a Star of David. And then this one goes the regular way. And then this one goes the opposite way. And then this one goes the regular way. Okay, now you can just not sew this part, but I put a needle and thread in your kit anyway. But you can just glue it, but I like the way this kind of brings it together. So you take your needle and thread, which is double threaded, and you just take it through all of it, and you just pull it tight, and you just go through a couple times like you're sewing on a button, but you're not sewing on a button. Just go through a couple times. And we're not even going to tie a knot. We're just going to cut it off. And I always tie my knots right after I use it so that I always have one that's knotted. Okay, so you can see it's kind of like a flower, and then these buttons, they were kind of really shiny, so I kind of antiqued and I put some black paint over it and kind of wiped it off. So we're going to put some glue. I learned my lesson. There's a little hole in here, and when I put this one on, I burned the crud out of my fingers, so I'm going to put some glue in here. And then I'm going to just press on the edges, but not on the center of it, because that's where the glue comes through and burns you. So I'm pressing down on the edges, taking off the glue boogers. So now we have 3 flowers. Oh, got burned anyway. Flower's getting back at me for speaking unkindly about it. So now we're going to glue the back of this and just press down and glue it to our bag. Now these bags are good for carrying makeup in it. I'm going to use mine for makeup in my purse because my old bag is made of felt. And it's starting to get all gross. And this one's going to go down a little bit. Lots of glue boogers. And then this one is going to kind of go on top. So you see it's like this. Now we're going to attach these things. Here's a little thing. We're going to attach it to the zipper. This one says hope. This is a little key. This one says just one life. Now yours may not say just one life, but it'll say some cute little thing. So these are jump rings where you can, with your fingernail, you can put these on with your fingernail. to the edge. Okay, I got it in the little hole there. Now I'm going to add it to this. And then just twist it around. Well, it went right through the hole there. I wondered if that was going to happen. Okay, one of them went on and the other one came off. So now we're going to put the other one back on. This takes a little patience, but it's going to make it really cute. Okay, that one's not going on. Let me see if I can get this big one on. I did bring some wire, which is how I put mine on. I brought some wire just in case I couldn't get it to go on. Okay, here's the deal. I'm going to get some bigger wire, bigger jump rings, but for now, I'm going to put it on with this wire. But for your project, I will get bigger jump rings. So right now I'm cutting 3 pieces of wire. And I am going to put this one on here because I think this one will go onto this one. This is actually harder than the flower. Who knew? I may not swear from the burning. I might swear from this part. All right, that's not working either. So, because there's a little hole in here, so I'm just going to do it with the wire on this little thing here, which doesn't have a hole in it. My dad used to fix things with wire all the time. Maybe your dad did too. And one more piece of wire. One thing about crafting is sometimes you just have to improvise. If things don't go your way, you just have to improvise. So here it is. We have our little cute little chain right here and our flowers, and this is our modified and altered little bag for carrying our makeup or our pencils or our money or credit card or whatever we want to carry in it. So I hope you've enjoyed our little craft, and I hope to see you next month. Thank you. Bye-bye.